1968 was a year of change. Our country was experiencing change on every front of politics, sports, business, and civil rights. This was the year that challenged many and surfaced questions about our country's future.
When you think about where America was 50 years ago, we were coming out of the civil rights years. There was a lot of turbulence.
It was then that AT&T stepped forward with diversity efforts that would drastically impact the country's future.
They were the forerunners of the time frame that you're talking about.
And for a company the size of AT&T to be able to say, let me create a program to help diverse businesses in a racially incensed environment, it was really monumental for AT&T to say, let's help small businesses, let's help diverse businesses, let's help women-owned businesses get a start.
I just think as an influencer that AT&T has been extraordinary.
AT&T is out there talking with community leaders about what they can do to improve. I knew it was something that AT&T deeply, deeply believed in. I mean, I get goosebumps when I think of those people who did that and who had that vision to say that it starts with us.
Several leaders in the Chicago business community realized early that business ownership was one of the keys to economic empowerment.
AT&T was a beacon for other industries. It actually developed procedures and processes that other industries could use.
It was all about companies spending money with suppliers that had diverse ownership. And the intent was that that money would then flow into the diverse communities.
It also was a great persuader, I think, to persuade a lot of other companies. This was a business proposition and not, quote, the right thing to do.
AT&T was one of the first American Fortune 100 corporations to see the power of inclusiveness. One sticks out as an historic achievement.
There are a lot of things that people talk about network solutions for. In the general, folks think about domain name registration for the internet.
Emmett McHenry created a complex computer code whereby ordinary people can now surf the web or have emails. He created what we know today simply as .com.
And that was important. But to me, the seminal piece of work was us taking a kernel of the TCP/IP code and expanding that, putting in 2 million lines of code that we then took around the world in terms of selling that. It was on the space shuttle program. I mean, we ran all the operating systems for Johnson Space Flight Center in support of the space shuttle.
The $12 million contract signed in 1989 was a dramatic move into an inclusive future for minority businesses.
We were a technology company run by minority folk. And yet AT&T had an instinct that said we should pay attention to these guys.
In 1994, AT&T spends a record high of $1 billion with minority and women-owned business enterprise.
We are top 5, if not top 2 companies in the nation for overall spend. We're really proud of that.
AT&T maintains its high-level spend by utilizing the 3-pillar approach.
First pillar to me is really all about metrics. Then the second pillar, the education, training and job placement pillar. It's all about providing training and opportunities for employees. And then the third pillar being business fostering.
1997 represented a monumental move forward for women in business. With a great deal of support and mentoring from AT&T, the Women's Business Enterprise National Council was founded and immediately began to change the business landscape.
They've had a tremendous impact. They have a lot of inclusion of women-owned businesses across their entire supply chain. There are so many companies that are just now getting it, recognizing that their impact on communities is something that they need to be active in, but AT&T has been doing that for 50 years.
The $1 Billion Roundtable was created to recognize and celebrate corporations that achieved spending of at least $1 billion with minority and women-owned businesses.
We have mentoring and fostering programs and workshops to show people how to do business with AT&T. we're basically giving them all the tools to be successful, to do business with not just AT&T, but other businesses as well.
And in doing so, that's allowed our women-owned businesses to prepare for the change that's coming up. And they do that not only for women-owned businesses, for all suppliers.
As evidence of how well AT&T has done, AT&T won the coveted Corporation of the Year award from NMSCC. That's a great honor.
We will continue to build on the standard of engaging and empowering diverse businesses to bring economic growth as we did in 1968.
Yes, it was 1968. A year unlike any other. A year of challenge. And through it all, it was a year we saw the beginning of a diversity program we can all take deep pride in. We learned it then, and we continue to be reminded every day our diversity is our strength.